All right, we have Nathan's question ready.
Hey, Andy and Ari. I'm in Prague on vacation, and I have an important Big 12 question. Go back a couple years ago, and everyone was talking about Dave Aranda like he was some kind of savant coach who was going to take Baylor to the national championship. But they've kind of been middling the last couple years, and I have a very serious question. Have we come back down to earth on Dave Aranda? Do we still think he's incredible? Or have we realized that he's just an okay coach?
Ari, we spent a good 20 minutes with Dave Aranda the other day. And I am definitely not out on Dave Aranda. I think he's a very good coach. And I think Baylor is going to be one of the better teams in the Big 12 this year.
Yeah. I mean, like he was on the hot seat at some point last year, wasn't he?
The beginning of last year. He started last season on the hot seat, basically coached his way off.
Dave Aranda is interesting because he is one of the more unique personalities in the entire sport. And I was joking.
There's no one else like him.
And I said this to his face. Andy was my witness. I said, Dave, if coaching, turns out to be something that you don't want to do anymore, whatever, on the football field, you would be a tremendous life coach because, like, I find you to be a very soothing free thinker. And he thought that
Which soothing is not the word you use to describe a football coach typically, but I agree with you. And I was thinking about that after we got done talking to Dave. If he would be down for it next offseason, I would love to have a segment once a month where a listener or a viewer asks a general life advice question, not a football question, but a general life advice question, and we bring it to Dave Aranda. Because I think his answers would be fascinating.
I feel like if I got into a lot of trouble or I was in a tough spot, that Dave Aranda would be somebody I would want to tell about and like hear him and like have him in my corner. I think that's a good quality. I don't know if it's great for football, but it is funny. People criticize him for not being, loud enough. But then if you're too loud, you get criticized. Like, it's interesting that he's an individual. And also, too, can we just like acknowledge the fact that I don't know anything about Europe, but we got a Big 12 question with a man standing in front of a church or like an ancient cathedral. Like he's thinking
Prague, I hear, is fantastic. So that's,
I mean, if you want to talk about the reach of college football, like I don't know where he was.
Nathan lives in Israel and he's a Nebraska fan.
Okay.
So he's in Prague there.
He lives in Israel and is in Prague and is a Nebraska fan asking about Dave Aranda in front of that cathedral.
God bless America and and the Czech Republic and you name it. So
yeah, that's cool. But I think that they're going to be very good, and I like him. And there are coaches in this sport that are easy to root for, and I think that part of the reason why people thought he was a genius is the case with him. He has a lot to prove, I think, this year, and he knows it too.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think they know a lot more this year now. Interestingly enough, we started this show with the discussion of Mike Gundy saying, hey, we're buying portal players for the first time. It was Dave Aranda who made those headlines last year at Big 12 Media Days, where he basically said, we weren't paying players at all. And that's why the offensive line was bad.
Because it is kind of funny that like a few people in the Big 12 like effed around and found out what not doing that meant. And I think Baylor was one of them 2 years ago, Oklahoma State last year. But like both of these coaches have invested in their roster. And the one thing that you can say about Baylor that you can't say about Oklahoma State is they feel really good about their quarterback going into the year.
Yeah. Sawyer Robertson was awesome through the end of last year. And the difference this year and last year is that this time last year, you were starting with a new OC in Jake Spavital. So you didn't know exactly how the offense was going to gel together. They brought in Daquan Finn from Toledo as a transfer. The idea was he would be the starter. Sawyer Robertson had been, at Mississippi State. He went there to play for Mike Leach. Mike Leach passed away. But the thought was Finn was going to be the starter. That's not how it worked out. Finn played, but Robertson took over, and Robertson never let it go. And Robertson, I think, now enters as one of the better quarterbacks in the Big 12, if not the country.
That's right. So we have a lot to watch, and of course,
Calvin Simpson Hunt too.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to watch that Auburn game because we're going to find out a lot about two really interesting teams going into the year.
Oh, that Baylor Auburn game is low key the most interesting game in week 1.
Sneaky good game. And it's on Friday night before the game starts, so it's going to be good.
Yeah. So as far as Aranda goes, I still think because he's unconventional and does not sound like your typical football coach, everybody wants him to fail. It's like this can't possibly work. So, I guess it goes one of two ways. You either want him to succeed because you want somebody different to be able to handle this, or it's like, oh, you just don't get it. You're not really a football coach. You should have gone into a different profession. Blah blah blah. Listen, Dave Aranda is going to be a great defensive coordinator no matter what. Like that, his bona fides are established there. That's never going to change. Can he be a consistently good head coach? Is the question. I do think this can work. I think there's a place for different management styles in the same sport.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Leach was I don't know, like we talked about this about Mike Leach being a hard ass. Like if a player gets in trouble at Baylor or messes up in practice, like is Dave Aranda like tough in his own way?
Well, okay, you talked to Dave this week. You were in his presence. Can you imagine that man doing the "I'm not mad at you, I'm disappointed"?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like he would be like,
I'd be devastated.
I would rather, I think, somebody yell at me than him be like, well.
Now, here's the other part of that. He has assistant coaches who are more conventional personalities, and they do yell. Like it's not like you go to Baylor and it's like, oh, it's okay, you dropped the ball, you blocked the wrong guy. It was the wrong. It'll be okay next time. That's not how it works. You do get yelled at.
Also, my understanding too with Baylor is they've got pretty stringent rules on like attire in the football building and like trying really, really hard to make men out of these guys. So it's not met with force, but it's met with a different avenue. But I'm not angry. I'm disappointed is worse than anger to me. So
I've learned that as a parent. I had no idea the power of I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Like that is so much more effective than yelling.
Yeah. Good question and amazing place to be at. I'm happy that he has football on the mind wherever that was.
It's fantastic. And by the way, if you're asking Dear Andy, Dear Ari questions,
videos are great.
Yeah, turn the phone on yourself. Like I love being able to see you guys.